It's time for our next guest now, and during these unusual and uncertain times, hypnotist and mind hack speaker Matt Hale has released free resources to help people navigate their way through mental and physical challenges that we're all facing at the moment. He's one of our favourite guests that we have on the show. Matt Hale, welcome to you all the way from WA. Good morning.
Oh, Benjamin, Alana, nice to be here again. How are you guys?
I already feel better,
we're good.
just for seeing you, just for hearing your voice. Better. I was here and now I'm here.
All right, we're going up. Okay, we're taking it up.
Oh, now this is so great. Now, look, you've been on the show before, and we've obviously been talking about the challenging sort of mental battles that we're all sort of facing at the moment, and every part of Australia is sort of going through different things. But tell us about the free resources that you've actually released to help people through these times.
Yeah, okay. These are coming into play so many different places, so many different times for different people. So over these last few months, I've been actually adding more to these things. So I found there's kind of like a big four of things that people are really kind of suffering with, not just in the lockdown phase, but as a knock on of that. And you may want to tick them off the list as we go. It could be either anxiety problems, bad sleep problems, weight gain from overeating, and also that other one, sneaking a little bit too many drinks because it's a bit too easy to get that daytime drinking going on. So I've got some resources.
Have you got cameras in our apartments, Matt?
I don't understand what's going on.
You know a little bit too much.
That's just a normal day, right?
Yes, it really is. It really is.
So I've just been trying to attack all those different bits and pieces. Oh, and I've got something for you two guys just specifically, and that's the relationships one as well. Because when you're stuck with the same people for a long time, unexpectedly, tensions rise. So there may be something you can break the tension there for you two guys. So, but yeah, all these different things that have been thrown up over these last few months. I put a few audio programs together. There's a few tips and bits and pieces, and you'll find them on my website under the COVID-19 resources at matthale.com.au.
Now, I want to also ask you sort of what are the most common issues that you are seeing as a result of lockdown? I know you kind of touched upon them and we're giving us a few tips, but, obviously there's a bit of a current upheaval. And so I'd love to know what those common issues are.
Yeah, I think anxiety predominantly is the biggest one, because that I think that's been sparked by all the uncertainty. Uncertainty certainly brings anxiety, and for a huge chunk of the population who never would have put themselves in the kind of section of people who may feel anxious or stressed or worried. I mean, it's just too hard to avoid that, because of course, whether it's yourself experiencing it, or whether it's someone you know, or whether it's every time you open your social media, or every time you turn on the TV, you're being bombarded by a lot of negative stories, and that's just the product of what we're going through. So I think there's way more people out there who are suffering those kind of things as would normally do.
Now, Matt, I think one of the things that's just really difficult is regards to, obviously, particularly going through this second lockdown over here. We were already 3 weeks in. We've essentially been told to start again. So it's starting to feel a bit like Groundhog Day. So I think actually setting ourselves up properly in the morning and getting into the right mindset is something we should be doing. Do you have any tips for what we should be doing?
Yeah, absolutely. A visualization, as much as a cliche you've probably seen at every big conference you've been to, it is actually a very effective technique. And what that does, that gets the mind used to a certain way of thinking, and your brain finds it very hard to distinguish your reality and thought sometimes. So if you create a nice situation in your mind about how you want to see that day playing out, your mind is going to almost subconsciously steer towards that a bit easier than just kind of jumping out of bed and whatever happens. So I would say at the beginning of the day, before you get up, lay there, have your eyes closed, and just think how you would really like to see the day planning out, whether it's being productive or whether it's being good with your eating or your drinking or however you want to feel. As long as you just kind of frame it positively, but see how that is going to play out. Is it going to go down exactly that way? No, of course not. But if you start getting your mind used to it, it's like laying the tracks down, the train going down that way a lot easier, if that kind of makes sense.
How do we go about sort of planning stuff? You know, look, it's really interesting because different people have different things that they look forward to and others may not. And I was talking to one of my best friends and she hates the weekends because she loves her work. Like, it's crazy, I know.
What?
But she's very busy during the week. Yeah, I know. She's an engineer. So anyway, but she would always be like, oh, you know, loves doing what she does, loves interacting with all the people from her work. And then when it comes to the weekend, she gets a little bit frightened about what she can put into place to look forward to. So, you know, I was saying to her, you know, go for a walk with your son or, you know, try and put something there that you really enjoy. Have you got any tips maybe for my friend and for people out there that might be scared of the weekend?
Weekend phobes, that's a really interesting one. I see so many people for different things and I've never had a weekend phobe.
Have you never heard of this?
No, absolutely not. You know, it's definitely more the way around. The people who are actually, you know, we joke about being scared of Mondays, but the people who just go into an absolute panic over the weekend about having to go back to work on a Monday. So this is the complete opposite. But it's the same as I would tell those people as well, though, and guide them. You know, it's all about, again, you know, without having to go into any big session or anything, you can still put that mental track in place for your brain to follow. So, you know, as she approaches the weekend, she may start feeling a little anxious because she doesn't want to get to the weekend.
This is so weird. Like, I can't even with this. I just can't even. I'm scared of the weekend.
True.
Ben, I'll call her after the show and I'll give her some mind hacks.
Last weekend, she did say to me, though, that she moved the table out of the way and she put a rug down on the ground and she ordered in some French food and had a date with her partner. And she said that was something that was, you know, she was like, oh, finally I found something good to do with my weekend. And I was like, is there something wrong with you?
Yeah.
Well, there's also things she could actually take from her work week that she loves and implement them, not with the actual work attached to it, but what is it about, you know, the work week that she loves? Is it the people? Is it the certain regime? Is it the structure? And take the elements of that and put that into things she's going to do on the weekend.
Oh, Matt,
I think it's using her brain.
Yeah,
she loves to use her brain. That's
if
the
only
thing.
she could give those extra weekend days to us for people that really appreciate them, and we could give her a couple of days back, and then we could like have a trade-off system. But for people, until we get to that stage, Matt, where can people find details on all your amazing free programs that you've got in place there?
Yeah, just head to my website, matthale.com.au. You'll find a COVID-19 resource tab there, and just delve in. And as always online to be able to answer anyone's questions. So anyone can always feel free to get in touch with me if there's something that's not covered and they would like some help with.
You're a gem, Matt. You always make us feel better. Thank you so much for sharing your positivity with us this morning. We look forward to talking with you again soon.
Stay safe, stay happy. Lovely chatting to you.
So good to chat to you. Do you reckon he hypnotizes us, Alana? Like, do you reckon he
can
hypnotizes us?
He hypnotizes people.
No, I know. But every single time we talk to him, I always leave our chat feeling absolutely fantastic, like ready to truck on, and I feel good about myself. Do you reckon he's done that through hypnosis?
That's just the power of Matt. That's just Matt. He's just that person.
Alrighty.
He is that person.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, please subscribe to the channel, and also check out some of the other videos I have up here. And also, if you've got any questions, always feel free to contact me.